Welcome back. In this video lesson, we will look at 3 examples where we solve equations with one variable. Before we begin, you may want to pause this to get pencil and paper in order to copy notes. In the first example that we're given, we need to first use the distributive property where we multiply 4 to x and 4 to a positive 2. When we do that, we get 4x plus 8, and then copy down the remaining terms in this equation is equal to 4x minus 2. Our next step is to combine any like terms that we may have. On the left side of the equation, you'll notice that we have a positive 4x and we have a negative 2x. Those can be combined. 4x minus 2x gives us a positive 2x. Again, copy down the rest of the terms in the equation that we haven't dealt with yet. Now that we have combined all of our like terms, we need to begin removing terms. Since 2x and 4x on each side of the equation are like terms, I can subtract 4x on the right side. I also need to subtract it on the left side. 2x minus 4x gives me a negative 2x. My negative 4 and my positive 4 on the right side have canceled out, so I'm left with a negative 2. Do not forget that negative in front of the 2. Our next step would be to subtract 8 on both sides of the equation. When we do this, we have an equation that reads negative 2x is equal. Negative 2 minus 8 is the same as saying you have 2 negatives and 8 negatives. You add them together, that would give you 10 negatives. Our last step, since we are multiplying negative 2 to x, we divide by negative 2. And our solution to this equation is x is equal to a positive 5. With that being said, positive 5 is the only solution that will work in this equation. Now, to make sure that we are correct, we want to go back to the original equation and substitute that value for 5 into it. Remember to follow the order of operations. So the first thing we want to do is get rid of any parentheses. You're adding 5 and 2, so you would have 4 times 7 minus 2 times 5 is equal to 4 times 5 minus 2. We can now go through and multiply all the way across. 4 times 7 gives us 28. Negative 2 times 5 gives us a negative 10. 4 times 5 gives us 20. And now we can subtract on both sides of the equation. If 5 is the solution, 28 minus 10 should equal 20 minus 2. And when we do that, we see that we get 18 on both sides of the equation. So we know that our check worked. In the second example, we have parentheses on both sides of the equation. Therefore, our first step again is to use the distributive property. Notice I'm drawing the arrows just as a reminder of what is being multiplied. So on the left side, we have 10x minus 20, and on the right side, we have now 9x minus 18. We didn't do anything with the negative 2 or the x. Since they weren't in the parentheses, they do not get multiplied by 3. Just copy down the remaining terms. Your next step is to combine all like terms in the equation. On the left side of the equation, you do not have any like terms. However, on the right side, you have a positive 9x and a positive x. You also have negative 18 and negative 2. They can be combined in one step. We're not doing anything on the left side, so copy that down. 9x plus x gives us 10x, and negative 18 minus 2 gives us negative 20. If you notice when we get to this step, the terms on both sides of the equation are identical. We have 10x minus 20 on the left and 10x minus 20 on the right. We know that when we cancel these terms out, that we are going to be left with 0 equals 0 since they are identical. That means that we have an infinite number of solutions. Just to prove that, let's put our x terms together first. If we subtract 10x on both sides, our x's cancel out. All we have left is negative 20 equals negative 20. In order to get rid of a negative 20, you add 20 to both sides. Your solution is all real numbers. We have the same value on both sides of the equation. At this point, we need to write infinite number of solutions, meaning all real numbers will work. And you can try it. Pick a couple numbers that you can think of off the top of your head. Choose some easy ones. Stick in 1, 2, negative 1, negative 2. Regardless of what number you choose for x, it will work and you will get the same value on both sides. In this last example, we're going to look at an equation that has no solution. So we want to start off by using the distributive property on both sides, multiplying 2 to x, 2 to positive 3, and on the right side, 2 to x, 2 to positive 4. A common mistake that some students make is they add 3 and 2 together first. Please do not do that. So when we use the distributive property, we have 2x plus 6 equals 3 plus 2x plus 8. Our next step, we want to combine like terms. We have a positive 3 and a positive 8 on the right side of the equation. When we combine them, we have 2x plus 11. Now, similar to the last example, if you notice, on both sides of this equation, our x terms are identical. We have a positive 2x on both sides. When we cancel those out, we are going to get 6 is equal to 11. Since we have a positive 2x on both sides, regardless of which one we subtract, our x's are gone. And we have 6 is equal to 11. Now, 6 does not equal 11. 6 will never equal 11. So therefore, no matter what number we pick, we have no solution. There is no value for x that will make this equation true. You want to draw that slash line through your equals to show that 6 is not equal, and then you also want to write no solution. Regardless of what value we pick for x, it will not work. We will get different values on both sides. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you learned something.